Hey everyone, let me know if you can hear me. This is an OBS test for me. I'm a fucking newbie on this thing, so who knows if this is working. So give me a shout out. Obviously, we're gonna fuck things up in this stream because, well, it's pretty much my first time, except for another time when I tried it, and then everything was kind of too complicated at that time. But since then, I've tried to study it a little bit more. Anyway, I am joined today by the necromancer of OBS, obviously, and my regular guest star, Magog. How you doing?
Very, very best friend, God. Very.
Always with a best friend.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Unprofessionals. We are really unprofessional on this stream, especially tonight, since Undoomed is, God help us, in control of OBS.
Yes, I am. I am driving like a true professional here. I have no idea. So I guess we should do this first, chat. Is anyone much louder or more quiet, or how's the volume in comparison? Who needs boosting or gain reduction?
Yes, help us, chat.
Help, yeah, we're going to need your help to figure all that fun stuff out first, I guess. That's for your comfort, so you don't have to listen to one guy scream and the other one whisper.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And
it looks to me, and the meters look like we're pretty even in volume, but who knows?
Yeah, I know, man. It's I can remember when I first tried out OBS for side quests, and it took a while to get everything right. I understand.
Yeah. That's just so much more stuff. Obviously, when you have a normal live stream, you just go live, and then the whole thing just does its thing, and you don't have to care about anything.
Yep.
This thing is a little bit more complicated. So,
yeah. But you get a lot more options with like visuals and music and intros and end credits, and you can do all kinds of cool shit.
Yeah. I guess that you probably, I don't know what happened there. It looked like you just got a still frame of the airplane there for a second.
Don't know why.
Yeah, and that's the way it looked over here, and I sneaked a peek on the output, and it seems like that was the way it was on the output as well from what I could see. But that was supposed to be an animation that you've probably seen in one of my videos, just that airplane. But then when I pressed the other intro, it worked. So weird.
That's right? OBS probably had trouble with that video file. You'll probably have to reload it.
Yeah, but I mean, it worked just a second before we went live, so it was just like it was too busy or something. It couldn't.
Yeah, OBS is finicky, man. Sometimes once you get it all set perfectly, don't fuck with it.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Because you will fuck your life up.
Yeah. Oh, Miss Murder is here with a $5 super chat. Hey, Undoomed. Hey, Magog. By the way, you got a bad echo going.
Do we? Echo. Hold on, let me go listen to the watch page. Hold on, let me go listen.
All right. Yeah, I can't do that because then I'll fuck something up. So I'm not going to switch over to listening to that one. Bad echo.
Sounds good on my end.
She's just fucking with us, isn't she?
Yeah, I guess so. Trying to fuck with it. Here we are having our first night using OBS, and you gotta come in and fuck with us.
Really? And you listened? It was okay?
Yeah, sounds fine over here. I'll listen for a little bit more. Hold on. Let me turn it up.
Well, she could be fucked. It has been known to happen that Ms. Murder fucks with people. Let it be known. True.
There's a reason she's called Miss Murder.
Yeah. I expected more from you.
Because she murders all of my hopes and dreams. That's what it is.
Right.
Yep, people were saying no echo there, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
We are using Discord in conjunction with OBS
Yeah, that's
to
also
capture sound. So that's new.
well. Obviously, that's another piece of good news, I guess. Especially if you like live streams and stuff. Is that yes, I am running this through a Discord. So in the future, I'll be able to do call-in shows and that kind of fun stuff. So
Yeah, I thought about doing like a solo Magog stream, so I didn't have to like split any of the money with people. I thought about. I just came up with the idea tonight in Discord when I was talking to some fans and listening to Chatmort become neurotic the longer she was on stream, and I had the idea of maybe I could do like a Saturday night Magog, like just an hour of like just me and the chat and talking about in character,
my midnight caller.
and
Remember
call
that
it
shit?
and call it and call it Saturday Night Unlive.
Okay. Unlive? That was a
Magog Unlive.
okay, you mean undead? Okay, that was like way over my dad joke limit.
I know, right? Well, you know, because it's a parody. You know, it's a work in progress. People, don't judge me.
Right. Oh, okay. So let's try this here, because now we have like the regular galaxy background there, right? So
Right.
I baked this in the oven earlier so that we would have a Magog picture in there. So let's see if that works. There we go. Now we should have. Sorry.
I'm watching the watch link. It's
Yeah, I don't know
probably gonna
how.
be about
Don't know how
20
much.
seconds behind.
20 seconds.
Yeah, it's about that.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty much the same as a normal Hangout then.
Yeah, it works the same. There's always a delay between the watch page and the
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
the
usually
moment you hit start.
usually it's
Yeah.
10-second with a live Hangout though. So maybe, you think it's longer with OBS?
It might be. It might be only 10 seconds. Okay, there it is. Yeah, just switched over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look so much better in the foreground ahead of you.
Yeah.
You know, like you look so much better as a background prop. I'm just throwing that out there. I know we're on your channel and everything, but the real star is me.
Yeah. Well, I could just switch over to this thing, and this is probably nice. There we go. There, you're on your knees for me instead. How about that? Just getting ready to blow me.
I am below you. Dude.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so that one's set up. So we could watch a video or something.
Right. Now, if you start doing that in the future, you want to start pulling up videos, we would have to work out like you'd have to because in order for me to watch the video at the same time you're watching the video, if I go to the watch link, I'm going to be like 10 seconds behind you.
Right.
So you'd have to do a what's called a my circle.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure you've used that before if you've been on other people's streams and stuff, So
Yeah.
now just make sure that that's how it's done in the stream, But
Yeah. I've participated in streams that
man, that
has had
set
it.
up there, I look like a fucking midget standing right in front of you. I look like a hairy dwarf.
And you don't look too happy about it either.
I look fucking angry, man.
Well, I mean that's pretty good. Maybe we should try a video.
You'd have to go to my circle and then send me the link.
Right. Well, might as well. I don't know. We should probably have something really short. I don't have anything offhand.
Well, that's the problem too. Is my circle's great and everything, but if you don't want to get your stream flagged from YouTube, if you play a YouTube video, you've got to like stop it every like 15 seconds.
Yeah, of course.
Or else you'll have to stop it and then we'll have to talk a little bit and then you can start it again and hope that YouTube doesn't flag your fucking video down.
Yeah, of course. But guess we could just fucking get one of my videos.
Yeah, you could do that. Just pull up one of your videos on my circle, and we'll watch
That'd be
it
funny
together.
if they flagged me for my own video.
Oh yeah, you could have a field day with that.
Well, first I was just going to see if it works and people could hear it, because that's like the first thing we have to kind of figure out, if they can hear the video.
Right. Yeah, you can send me, I guess, the link on a message.
Sorry?
On Discord. The link to the My Circle, you can send it to me.
No. First I was just gonna, play a little bit of my video. Just we don't have to watch my video. That'd be like stupid. I just wanted to see if people can see it and hear it and all that good stuff, right? So I'm just gonna play a couple of seconds.
All right.
So, let's see here. Let's go to this guy. And we should have a nice YouTube window there, and we can play that. I have no idea if people can hear that.
I'm listening to the watch link, so.
Right. Yeah, so you won't know anything.
Yeah. I'm gonna verify.
Yeah.
I'm in the watch link.
In the
right
late
now.
70s, a serial killer terrorizes New York City.
You're goddamn right.
Join me as we investigate one of the most famous criminal cases in all of American history.
Oh yeah, it's playing.
Okay.
Play.
How's the volume?
This is the story
Sounds good.
of the son of Sam.
Yeah. You got it set good. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Good. Pause that one. No need to watch that one. You can go over and watch that on my normal channel if you haven't seen that.
Yeah. So I'm working on a project that's kind of has nothing to do with Magog.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought of you the other day.
Okay.
Because I know you like to do these like documentary style videos now and again.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a big fan of World War II.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing this project where I have created a world of superheroes. And I've started creating superheroes, dossiers and government files on these people.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be really cool? Because I'm going to start a website, and every month people will get a new file. And it's basically going to be like another chapter of the story, but told in the way of like you're reading a classified file.
Okay.
And there's going to be like pictures and security footage and wiretap sound recordings and stuff that are pertinent to that file. But I thought, wouldn't it be really cool for everybody to get the background and the history of how metahumans were created for this world? What if I did a documentary?
Right.
And since the first metahumans were created in World War II to fight the Nazis, you could like narrate the documentary for me.
Right. Okay.
And we could like work together a little bit, since you probably know more about World War II than even I do, and I'm a big history buff. But you're like really into it, you know? We could like work out the fictional alternate World War II timeline.
Oh yeah.
And add metahumans to it, and then I could do like the artwork, get some nice like black and white like photos of like World War II and like add a superhero in there, you know?
Yeah. That's pretty cool. You could probably go out in your backwoods and say it's the Ardennes or something.
Yeah, we could do all kinds of cool shit, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be a real fun project. I've got the domain name lined up. I'm going to purchase it actually probably tomorrow. I wanted to make sure I was set on the name before I purchased it, but I'm pretty set on it now. I'm like 99%. It's going to be called. It's going to be called.
Well, maybe you shouldn't say it, because then someone will buy it before. Swoop it up.
People watching. No.
No.
But it's going to be, because there's variations. I'm not going to say the the domain name I'm picking, but the project is called the Demigod Files.
All right.
So it's going to be really cool. It's going to be kind of a multimedia way of telling a story. So it's going to be a bit of a comic book, bit of a novel, bit of a, like video and film and audio, all mixed in together to tell a story. It's really fun.
I'm down for anything with World War II, man.
Oh, hell yeah, man. I've already done a bunch of, did you see on my Twitter? I posted a bunch of them. Already.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't, I can post the link to the thread if you want, and you can go and check that out and see what you think of it, man.
Okay.
Start with this is the link to the first thread. And I'm going to put it right there in a message to you.
Are you on Discord?
Yeah. Right. There you go. Boom.
Oh, now you're in the private messaging. Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to send it to you. And then you can click on that, go to the full Twitter thread, and see the dossiers that I've done so far.
Right. Okay, let's see here. Copy that. Paste that. There we go. Let me switch to the view. Okay, this is not going to be centered or anything, but it is what it is, basically. But you guys can see that, right? All right. Well, that looks pretty nice. Let's see if we can blow that up. Yeah. All right. So you want to tell me about it?
Which one are you on?
Oh, there are more? Delay. Okay, I was just
yeah, there's a whole Twitter thread.
Okay. Okay, I thought it was just, you made a whole shitload. All right, so no, I just saw the first one. What was it? Ruby Red?
Yep.
Right,
Rebecca
and then
Rose Reed.
Okay, and then we have Little Psycho Witch.
Yeah, she's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Looks that way.
Yeah, I'm taking these stock photos, copyright free stock photos. I got a subscription to a website.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been just turning these stock photos into superhero people. Putting masks on them, creating new powers, doing a lot of Photoshop work. I want it to feel real, so I'm using real people instead of comic book art.
Right. What was this guy called? Let's see. I couldn't see from Cross, right?
Yep.
There you go. I don't know. This guy, what's his name? Iron Rage. He looked like when you just saw the eyes, it looked like Hugh Laurie.
A little bit.
Like when you just saw it like that. Oh, obviously you can't see that now, but
it'll be delayed. But I'm watching the watch page. So
yeah.
But yeah, it'll be a little delayed. But yeah.
So then we have American Darling.
Yep. She's kind of one of the more Superman-esque, really high level, class 5, level 5, metahuman, incredibly dangerous if she's provoked.
Oh no, it's fucking Captain Marvel. She's fired. Fuck her.
It's better than Captain Marvel.
Fuck off with the Captain Marvel.
Yeah, for one, it's automatically better because the picture is not Brie Larson. God, her face just annoys me.
It does. Really, it does.
She's just got a resting bitch face, doesn't she?
Really, yeah, I want to say revolting, but maybe I wouldn't puke, but,
No, she's not ugly. It's just, she's just got that, you could just look at her and be like, that right there is a cunt.
That is, that is some high maintenance bitch right there.
You just tell. The one after Darling is
let's see.
one of my favorites. Fetish. Yes.
Shouldn't she have like the harness and shit and ball gag and all that?
Well, it's kind of a double meaning, isn't it? Because like there's fetish, sexual fetish, and then there's fetish in voodoo, which is like a talisman or a voodoo doll.
Oh, is that
fetish.
what they call that fetish too?
Yeah, so there's like a double meaning. She's a prostitute for a high class escort in Louisiana that has superpowers awaken and becomes a superhero. And her primary power is, if you read it there, subject has enhanced psychokinetic abilities. As observed, her unique ability allows her to displace damage done to her own body onto the target she's concentrating on. Put simply, what you do to her happens to you.
Right. Okay.
She's a living voodoo doll.
Voodoo. All right, I get it.
Yeah. So I had fun with her.
Right. Now we have Knuckles. I like that name.
Yeah, right.
Dude, you fucking
Not
knucklehead.
not Knuckles from Sonic. Okay, I got enough of that shit. I had no idea there was a character named Knuckles.
Well, he's got to
Honestly,
be. I hope he's really dumb because that would be awesome. Like fucking knucklehead.
Right? No, he is. He's kind of more of a street thug type, you know.
Yeah.
But I had, do a lot of Photoshop work. Had to turn his hands metal, you know,
Right.
because that's his ability, you know. Yeah, it's really fun shit, man. It really is. It's I like creating superheroes. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Here's
not
another
something
one.
I do, but to each his own. No, but I enjoyed I would enjoy doing some voiceover for that. That's cool.
Yeah, because there's a whole history there of like how they were created in World War II and then perfected throughout time, and
So
now we
are you
live in
just,
an age of superheroes.
do you want to write a book or like?
Yeah,
what's-
essentially it's what it is. Yeah.
So, or is it like a comic book or a book or like, or what's like the thing you're aiming
Yes.
for? Yes.
it's a multimedia. It's a mixed media story.
Right.
So like every file will be like the chapter of a book. It'll be more written than images, so it's not quite a comic book, but it does incorporate pictures and video and stuff like that to kind of help create the
Right.
realism of the story, that realistic feel, so that when people go to this website and they click on the the first file, which will be essentially chapter 1, told from the point of view of like everybody involved, so journal entries and scientific observations and investigation reports and stuff, and it'll read like a book, but it'll have all these other visual elements with it. It'll feel like the person has just got a hold of classified files they shouldn't have.
Right. Okay. You got to be careful to have a story though, because otherwise it's like, okay, this is just weird. What is this? I don't care. You know what I mean?
No, this is
So you have to have a story to go with it. Otherwise, it's just pictures and words, right?
that I've created these dossiers as kind of like an example of what I want it to look like, and I shared it with the fans because I wanted to get the reaction. But the story itself, there is a story. It's going to be written
Kind of like
as well as
kind of like your in TV series they talk about the Bible.
Yeah, it'll be a visual book.
Right. You know what the Bible is in TV series in that kind of context?
No.
That's kind of like what the creator of a show will write. He will write down just a bunch of info that may never show up in the show, but like this person and he's like this, and he's got these quirks, and he's got these siblings, and this happened in his childhood, and blah blah blah, all this stuff. So every writer has something.
Right, it's to help the writers create the show.
Yeah, because then
they know what the audience doesn't.
10
Right.
different writers writing all this shit that it has to be coherent in some way, right? So
Right.
they usually
In my business, we call that lore.
well that's true.
Right. So I sent you another one to the other thread, but I just wanted you to have a look at Rift. She's one of my favorites.
The other
I sent it to
thread?
you. Yeah,
What do you mean the other thread?
I sent it to you in a message.
Oh,
Yeah. I just wanted you to have a look at Rift because She's my favorite so far. I like Fetish too in American Darling, and Cross is cool, but
Right. She was, yeah, Rift. Yeah. Looks pretty. Would fuck.
yep. Of course you would.
Well, I wouldn't fuck a dumpster fire, but
What about Brie Larson?
Oh my God. Well, there are paper bags, so
Right.
that could work, I guess. But
Speaking of Captain Marvel, I am going to see Endgame this Friday. Because it's my buddy's birthday, and that's what he wants to do, is go see Avengers, the new Avengers. And it's going to have Captain Marvel in it, so yay for that.
yeah, that'll be interesting to hear what the involvement of her completely pointless character will be.
They really, really shot, like, they really shoehorned her in, didn't they? Like, here we've had these, like, series of movies and these well-established characters.
Yeah.
Since, like, 2003.
Well, there's that, but then there's also this thing, which I think is even more egregious, and it's like the fact that I thought Superman had way too much power to be an interesting character. That's why they can't really seem to make it work. Because it's like, who cares? This guy's fucking God. And then they make up an even more powerful fucking chick. In this case.
Yeah, when it comes to the movies, now I understand that the distinction between DC and Marvel are different.
Now, of course, they're,
let's not piss off the weebs, okay?
Well, obviously I know they're from DC and Marvel, but, that's what they had in DC, and that's always been the problem in the with the movies, that he's just too powerful.
Yeah, he's God.
Yeah. And then,
essentially,
that's
what
why
makes
it doesn't
Superman
work.
good, though. The reason I like Superman as a character is that Superman is more like, like Batman. It's more like Batman pretends to be Bruce Wayne, but Bruce Wayne's the real mask because he wants to be Batman. It's opposite with Superman. Superman wants to be Clark Kent more than Superman. He would love to just have a normal life and work at a newspaper and be with the girl, but here he is burdened with these godlike powers to protect our world. And
woe's me.
he's gotta step up, But what I'm getting at, whether you like Superman or not, what I'm getting at is Captain Marvel doesn't have that characteristic.
And
she
in
the movie, she doesn't even have her fucking memory. She don't even know who the fuck she is.
And she doesn't even have kryptonite either.
Yeah, what the fuck stops her from just showing up and becoming like a bad guy? She doesn't even know who she is.
Well, we know that absolute power corrupts absolutely, so yeah, that would be the only way to save this story.
Right.
But I'm not holding my breath, but if they did that, I would be slightly impressed.
Right. I watched Captain Marvel, not because I really wanted to, because it's one of the Marvel movies I didn't have that much interest in from the get-go, and it didn't. I guess you could kind of say it had to do with the controversies around Brie Larson and the shit she was saying and tweeting out and the whole, but outside of that, it still just didn't even look that good. But I went ahead and watched it. It was like a cam version because I wasn't going to pay money for it. And I literally was like, this is the worst edited movie. Like, you as an editor would hate that movie, Undoomed.
Right.
I know how you are. You and I have talked about editing in the past and how, like, OCD we are about our own videos.
Oh, yeah.
Just don't.
I can agonize over one cut for hours.
Yeah, don't, please, for the love of God, don't watch that movie if you're that into editing.
I feel like I've pretty much watched it because I've watched all the regular usual suspects, the Mauler and all the reviews of it. So I was like, I don't want to spend money on this shit. The review is good enough for me.
Yeah.
But
No,
at some point, I guess if it comes up on my, like, something I'm already paying for, like some fucking streaming service, I might watch it just to satisfy that curiosity, but I can't see myself paying for that shit.
honestly, the guy who edited Battlefield Earth must have, like, been the editor of Captain Marvel.
He was there and like, holy shit, you're doing it wrong.
No, I'm serious. Like, there's scenes in that movie where it's like, okay, like, she stole a motorcycle from a guy who told her to smile.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so typical, like, feminist right there. Like, oh, smile, sweetheart. So she steals his motorcycle.
Well, that's
And she
proportional.
Right. Then she goes riding off into the desert. No idea where to go. She's no memories. She's on Earth. Has no idea who she is. Nowhere to go. It cuts to Nick Fury in S.H.I.E.L.D. And and he's talking to his boss, and then some person walks in and goes, "Sir, a female fitting the description of who we're looking for just stole a motorcycle in this town." And then Nick Fury's like, "Okay." And then it cuts to her pulling into a bar.
Mm-hmm.
The bar is empty except for the bartender. It's like a Western bar out in the middle of nowhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
She pulls in, walks in, and Nick Fury is there waiting for her.
Okay.
How the fuck did he get there? How did he know where she was going? All they got was like somebody fitting the physical description of who we're looking for just stole a motorcycle.
Right. Yeah, I remember.
How did he beat her there? How the fuck did he beat her there?
I remember that from the reviews. Yeah.
Like, and it was just a quick cut. You just have to, like, assume that maybe she, like, stopped at a rest area to eat some Twinkies. You know, like, I don't know what fucking happened. And the editing is so bad. Yeah, it's
he's
terrible.
got the, you know, he's got the third chakra in his eye that's gone there or some shit.
No, because this happens in the, what is it, the 90s?
Oh, right. Yeah,
And he hasn't lost his eye yet.
Ah, right. Oh, Miss Murder has a super chat. Superman was actually originally made up to be a villain, not a hero.
Negative.
I have no idea. I'm not a Superman fan, so I don't know.
I am. I'm sorry. I have to disagree with you there, girl. Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster created Superman for Action Comics #1 in 1938. It literally started the superhero genre.
Okay.
Comic books pretty much were non-existent pulp novels before Superman.
I have no idea.
He's
Like
literally depicted. Yeah, he's literally depicted on the cover of Action Comics #1, picking up a car and saving people.
Being boring as usual.
Well, he is kind of smashing the car into a big rock, but you get the context of that once you read Action Comics #1. But I have to disagree with her on that. Of course, you know, there could be something I'm missing, so I'm not going to sit there and be like, "You're wrong, Miss Murder." But I'm fairly certain that the Action Comics #1 was literally the start of superheroes.
I don't know. That's whatever it is. It just seems like a lot of people are picking up on that and doing that mistake. It's the same thing in fucking Star Wars, you know, with making the main character too powerful or too smart or too good, or, you know, what happened to the fucking strife, the having to go through hardships and trials and tribulations and all that good stuff? What happened to that? Like, we just want people that are perfect from start to finish now. I mean, I guess that would kind of vibe with how people are treating each other in the world.
Yeah,
you know, with all the fucking SJWs and everything, they just demand everyone is perfect all the time. If you do one little mistake, you should be not just banned from social media, but you should lose your job and be ostracized and all that. So I guess people do want just perfect people all the time.
Yeah. Okay. I know what Miss Murder is getting at, because she just tweeted me a picture of The Reign of Superman, which was a short story written by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. I remember this. This causes a lot of arguments with comic book fans.
Okay.
because it was a short story written in 1933 before Superman was created as a superhero. And it was about a villain who was powerful hero, or I mean a powerful villain that like reigned over the city. It's a very dystopian kind of mad scientist, type of thing.
Okay,
Problem is,
before you go into all that, I just want to, because there is a super chat about that. But first, there is a super chat from Diesel Dave who says, "That's the only reason I Black Panther Netflix." Not sure I'm reading that right.
he's probably trying to say it's the only reason he watched Black Panther was because it was on Netflix.
Yeah. That's probably what it is. Yeah, I can see that. I don't even know they have that on Netflix, but that would be one reason. I haven't seen it still. Never really interested me that much.
Yeah, I mean, no, I get what she's getting at, but it was a completely different character in that short story. They called him Superman.
Oh, now
which
you're
gave them the
you're Miss
Yeah.
Murder wanting to fight you, and that's
yeah,
super
I
chat.
see that.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
she sent me that, but you have to make the distinction. A short story is not the same medium as a comic book. The comic book character was they only used the superhero name Superman because they thought it fit better with a hero compared to their 1933 short story. The 1933 short story had a bald Superman in that short story was bald and had telepathic powers. Like that's not even that's not even close to Superman.
Yeah,
Like
I feel
completely different character.
I feel like if I was a superhero like Superman fan, I should be upset right now. But I'm like, I don't care. Like, all right, I guess he was bald. So what? But I've never cared about Superman.
Yeah, it was.
You know?
The reign of Superman was inspired by Nietzsche's idea of the Übermensch.
Well, that's
And-
interesting. So were the Nazis.
So, right. He had like telepathic powers, and he becomes intoxicated by the amount of power he has, and takes control, and is hell bent on world domination. But it's not Superman. They were like, well, that short story sucked. Can we use Superman for something else? That's literally what happened. That is literally, and then they created a superhero named Superman. You can say that Superman was created but you can't say Superman as we know him now was first created as a villain. Completely different character, completely different powers.
All right.
It was just called, he was more of a Superman, not Superman.
Well, you can come at me with some Star Trek references, and I can get this upset. But Superman,
Right.
no.
Yeah. And I like having little fights on this stuff. Miss Murder, she'll probably come up with some witty retort on how I'm wrong simply because they used the same name 5 years later to create Superman as we know him. But I'm sorry, it's not even the same character. He was a bald telepathic world dominating supervillain. Had nothing to do with Clark Kent. Had nothing to do with like the superhero brand that we know it now. He was the Übermensch Superman, who was drunk with his
I'll
own
just
power.
call him Ubermensch. At least then he would have had some Nazi props.
Yeah, right. So, in Joel Shuster created the short story in 1933, and by the time 1938 comic book Superman came out, Superman stepped forward and became a hero. And then a few years later, he was all like, "Hail Hydra!" No joke. That was a little comic book joke there. Little comic book.
Well, I know
So-
what Hydra is. It's just their version
Right.
of Nazis because they couldn't have the swastika.
Well, yeah, and that's not completely true.
But it's probably part of it.
Well, no, because that's Marvel, and Hydra
I
was
know.
part of the Captain America.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it wasn't because they couldn't have swastikas, because
Okay,
there are
so
literally
you're making
yeah.
the DC versus Marvel jokes. Okay, well, I just figured you're making the Nazi jokes. So,
No, it was more of a joke. You know how like in this modern SJW world with SJWs like leaking into comic books, somebody over there in Marvel decided to like make Captain America a secret fucking Hydra agent all this time and like completely retconned everything Captain America had ever done. And everybody was pissed.
I can imagine people be pissed at that.
Everybody was pissed having him. So it was just more of a joke, a little stab at people who knew that happened. But yeah, Hydra was created kind of like as a stepping stone towards an ultimate villain.
Yeah,
But there are issues of Captain America literally punching Hitler in the face. So
that must have made some SJWs come.
Yep, I know, right?
That's just
my God,
whacking off.
If only they had made Hitler look like Trump.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't seen any memes on that. But put the Hitler mustache on Trump or something. I'm sure there's plenty, but I haven't seen them.
Yeah. She's yelling at me in my Twitter DMs right now. Yeah, Miss Murder there.
Yeah. Well, we have a chat, Yeah. Share with your friends now.
She can't post links. See, now she's posting links of all these people who are like trying to make the connection between the Joel Schumer 1933 short story that was published in an old newspaper and Superman published years later by Joel Schumer. Honestly, he just took the name. It's a completely different character.
Okay.
It's not even connected. So. I don't even think that Superman is the secret son of this original Superman. I'm sorry, you can't convince me that a bald telepath that dominates the world in a short story is the same as the Superman just because they happen to share a name.
Well, I don't care.
Yeah. You're also boring Undoomed, Miss Murder.
Yeah.
You're forcing me to talk about this.
Diesel Dave is back, and he says thank you for interpreting his drunk texts.
You are welcome. So the whole reason we started talking about this was to get back on track here. Was Captain Marvel sucked?
Yeah.
Right? It was a shit film, and she's a shit actress. She has the acting depth of a plank of wood.
That's what she's known as. Captain Plank, right?
Captain Plank, exactly. So, that being said, so far the early screenings for the critics for Endgame, it's a badass, awesome movie, blah, 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 blah. I am still just a little worried. Like, did they just
they always say that because they're fucking shills.
Right. Did they just shoehorn in Captain Marvel just so she could be the really powerful one that defeats Thanos? I don't know what they're going to do. I'm going to hate it if that's what happens. I guess I'll find out on Friday. But I can say that I do not think it's going to be a bad movie. I think it's still going to be a fun movie. I just don't like her.
I'm sure they'll make it fun, so to speak. But yeah, there is that risk that it's just going to end with her being Deus Ex Machina, coming in there and punching him in the face and he dies. Or some shit, completely pointless with no character building moments or anything.
I really, if that ends up happening, even if it's a good movie otherwise, like it's got good character development and action scenes and all that stuff, I'm still going to hate it. Because then there's going to be the memes, because the left can't meme.
Well, there's that, but there is the term Deus Ex Machina exists for a reason, because it sucks and it's lazy and no one likes it. So fuck them if they do that.
Yeah,
I don't know how they're going to write themselves. I mean, how could they not do it now? Right?
I really want to see her get her fucking ass kicked by Thanos.
Yeah, that would be.
She needs some character development. Sometimes you got to lose in order to learn, in order to become a better person.
Yeah, exactly. That's what movies are all about. Otherwise, it's just what's even the point?
Right.
So.
And then you know what the worst part of Captain Marvel was, in my opinion. Side note.
No.
Was the very end when the young Nick Fury, aka Samuel Jackson's character, has opened a file now that all that stuff happened with Carol Danvers and she has defeated the bad guys and all is well in the universe, and he gives her like a pager and is all like, hey, keep in touch. He decides to open up a file and he's in his computer, like he's on his computer and he's typing, and he's got a file open, and it's like a project to bring people with super abilities together to defend the Earth,
Right.
aka the Avengers.
Yeah.
And it says something like the Protectors or Defenders or something like that, right?
Yeah.
He looks down, sees a picture of her in the Air Force when she was like a fighter pilot.
Yeah.
And her like nickname, her flight name was her call sign was the Avenger.
Yeah.
And so he decides to go delete the original name and go the Avengers Initiative and types it out, and it's like dun dun dun. And I was like, fuck you, movie.
Yeah, that is a real fuck you movie moment.
Fuck you.
Oh my God. Can't you just let those movies be? They were pretty good. Fuck.
So this whole time they got the word Avengers as their team name.
Of
Now
course,
that it's
because
been retconned.
it wasn't enough that she was more powerful than God. You know,
Right.
She has to be in everything. They have to retcon her in there too.
Yep, so they retconned her into the story and even retconned her to be more powerful than everybody else because, female power. Yeah. And then they gave her literally the history of creating the Avengers
Yeah.
without anybody even really knowing it.
Yeah.
Which kind of pissed me off because Captain America took place in World War II, and that movie was literally called The First Avenger.
Indeed. That is kind of a good point you got there. Kind of curious.
And so, this if it ends up just being like Captain Marvel saves everybody, punches Thanos out, we're going to get the memes from the left. We're going to get the memes from the feminists and the SJWs. They're going to start screen capping that moment and being all like, the day women defeated the patriarchy and, shit like that. And I'm going to just be like, I hate the world.
Well, I don't really care. They can meme their ass off. They're always boring, so whatever, go for it. That's not my problem with it. It's just that they'll fuck up that nice series of movies. The Avengers, that series was good. And right. I don't want them to just end it with some bullshit Deus Ex Machina shit that nobody wanted and nobody cares about.
Now, at the same time, too, I didn't mind that they wanted to introduce one more superhero before the end game, right?
Fine.
Like, sure, fine. Yeah, okay. But did you have to make her more powerful than God?
No.
Did you have to retcon her into the history of the Avengers so that she has some sort of place? And did you have to get Brie Larson? Like, really?
Yeah. I just got to get the super chat here from McCarthy's list. Hold up, Magog. I take offense to that. Plans of wood have great depth. Planks, I guess.
Planks of wood.
Planks is what it was supposed to be there. Yeah. But,
yeah.
Well, 2x4.
Yeah. But I don't, I think it's more of an abstract, the idea, kind of like she has no facial expression beyond bitch.
Yeah, that's true. Seems kind of very like one trick pony.
Like there's another scene in the movie where she's like fighting some aliens. And it just randomly starts playing No Doubts I'm Just a Girl.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, okay, when
I
heard No Doubt's song was in the movie, I thought it'd be like she gets in a bar fight and she pushes a guy into a jukebox.
I know.
And that song comes on so that there was a purpose for it. But no, she's in the middle of fucking space, has never been to Earth, has never heard that song, and somehow that's the soundtrack to her fighting people.
I know. I have to just, I just have to fucking give a shout out to Mahler and those guys, especially Mahler, because he really fucking has all those points, every fucking point you can bring up. I feel like I've watched the movie. He's been through it, and he's probably got like a Pirate Bay copy of it that he shows in the background there. So you definitely, you can just go watch his review. You'll have more fun, and you'll know everything. Like every point you bring up, he's got in there. That's amazing. So if you're not not subscribed to Mahler, people go and do that.
By the way, do you a little boomer joke here? I don't know if it's boomer joke, but it's corny, so it counts.
Okay.
What is Nick Fury's favorite song? Cat Scratch Fever by Ted Nugent.
Okay, yeah, that's like that's so bad. It's I'd expect that from that guy on Live PD.
I just made that up right now. I'm the first one to tell that joke.
There's
Cat
got to be
Scratch Fever.
Yeah.
You have to see the movie to get that, but
no, it's enough with the review. That's in there.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking to the chat because I don't want to give too many spoilers. I want them to hate the movie on its own merits and not just because of what I said.
Yeah. Miss Marvel, Miss Murder. Ha ha! We're gonna call you Miss Marvel now. Miss Murder says, Captain Marvel exists. Me, hello darkness, my old friend. Also, they ruined the character. Original Captain Marvel was a black woman, not a blonde ditz. Okay, isn't that whitewashing? Why didn't they get upset about that if that's true?
Mostly because Carol Danvers, the white girl, is more popular of a comic book rendition of Captain Marvel than the previous renditions of Captain Marvel.
Okay.
It's kind of like Green Lantern. When they made the Green Lantern movie, why did they go with Hal Jordan when there's like the black Green Lantern guy? I can't remember his name now. Like, why did
I always mix those up. Green Lantern, and that's the guy with the he can fly as well, right?
Well, yeah, he's got all kinds of powers.
Yeah, I always mix it up with the guy with the car. That's the Green Hornet. There we go.
Hornet, yeah,
right.
Green Hornet.
I just get them mixed up because they were kind of like not very good movies either.
Yeah. I don't.
Sorry.
Sorry, I was reading something in the chat. But
I actually watched.
Yeah, I don't.
I actually watched Green Lantern. That's the one. Yeah, like 6 months ago. 6 months ago or something. And it's just laughable how bad that was.
It's Ryan Reynolds even makes fun of it in Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think there was the end scenes of Deadpool 2 where he gets a hold of Cable's like time traveling device, and he's like, he fucking goes back in time and just pretty much like completely like negates the entire purpose of that movie. Then he goes back in time again, and it has Ryan Reynolds, and he's looking at the script of Green Lantern. He goes, "This is it. Let's do it." And then Deadpool shoots him in the head.
Was that like an end credit scene or something?
Yeah, it was like one of the end. It's at the very end of the movie. Yeah.
Fuck, I probably missed that. Fuck, I always turn it off when the credits roll.
Yeah, it's.
I think that's a stupid fucking thing that they have all those end credit scenes. That really pisses me off. I didn't fucking want to sit there and watch their fucking names for 14 minutes or whatever.
Oftentimes I leave because I'll only watch the end credit bits when I buy the DVD and I can I own it and I can fast forward.
Right. But
I'm not sitting in the movie theater.
I don't even know. I mean, it's got to be pissing people off at the movie theaters. Like, can you people fucking leave? We got to clean up and we got to fucking mop the floors and all that stuff. Right? There's a new batch coming in and 15 minutes.
I know, especially with the movie theater I'm going to. It's my buddy's birthday, and he wants to go to Movie Tavern. Mm-hmm. So we're going to Movie Tavern. Man, I would hate to be a fucking janitor at that place.
Okay. Why?
Because it's one thing to deal with like popcorn and spilled soda, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Movie Tavern, you can order like a steak dinner while you're watching a fucking movie.
Mm.
It's got an actual like restaurant in it, and you can hit a button on your fucking chair, and a waiter will come, and you can get beer and a burger or a pizza or a fucking steak dinner. God, the mess in that place ought to be fucking out of control.
Yeah, I've never been to a movie theater like that, but That it sounds good in theory, but maybe it's shit. I don't know.
I went there to see the one and only time I've been there since it opened. It's a fairly new theater. Was last year when I went and saw Infinity War, the last Avengers movie, and me and my friends went, and you know what? I hated it. And
Why?
well, it's hard to explain because I liked part of it. Like the seats were really comfortable. They were like these big ass lounge seats that you can like recline. You can put your fucking feet up. It's got a tray table that you can move in front of you so you can eat, but then you can move it back and fold it down so it's not in the way.
Right.
It's got a little button on it, you know, and you can order drinks so you ain't got to get up and go to the concession stand in the middle of the movie. But at the same time, the reason I hated it was because every time somebody would order something, a fucking waiter or waitress would walk in front of the fucking screen.
Yeah. There's that, of course.
And then there's all the clanking of silverware because people are eating full fucking 3-course meals over there in the corner and fucking eat. You can just hear people chewing on shit and clanking silverware and
I would imagine it's kind of hard for most people to eat in silence too. So isn't that a lot of talking?
Well, luckily the movie's really loud, so it's only noticeable if somebody's like right next to you. But I swear to God, man, we got our seats. And nowadays, you don't just like show up early and grab the best seat you can. You actually order the tickets online. You can pick your seats, and they're held in reservation for you.
Right.
So that's what we did. We knew where we'd be sitting, but you don't know who's going to be sitting next to you, who got those tickets, right? So we literally sat down, and it's my first time at Movie Tavern, and here I am in this new place going, man, these chairs are comfy, screen's nice and big. It does have kind of that elevated kind of stadium seating, so like the only people who really get in the way are people who are standing outright up, right? At least you don't get like the heads in front of you, right? Like in the old movie theaters. So at least it has that. But when a waitress comes or a waiter, there's no stopping it. It doesn't matter where you're sitting there. They're going to walk in front of the screen. Unless you're at the very front. But
gotta get some fucking gotta get some bots for that.
Right. But then this guy comes in and sits next to me. And at first I didn't mind because these chairs are so big that even like a big guy like me, when I put my elbows down on the armrests, I don't like awkwardly touch some stranger that's next to me, you know? They have kind of a double-sized armrest, so he could rest his arm, I could rest my arm.
Right.
We're not fucking with each other. But this guy decides to order like a 3-course fucking meal right next to me. And it's just over there. Clink, clink, clink. You know? And I'm over there like,
That's a pretty good reenactment there.
I know, right? I'm a multi-talented actor.
Man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they haven't even thought of that. So they serve all that slobby shit, like fucking the ribs and shit.
Yeah, you could get fucking bibs, bro. You could get like a fucking paper bib so you don't spill any hot sauce on you because it's such a small little table and you're watching a movie. When you order like ribs or something, man, you could put the fucking bib on, be like hard chewing on the fucking bones over there and shit. And man, when we left, they were like, wasn't that movie awesome? And I'm like, yeah, I just hated all the chewing and burping sounds in the soundtrack. That just didn't feel like it fit into the movie.
Yeah.
It kind of ruined it for me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I really hated, just in a regular movie theater. That must be fucking annoying. I just hate it when there's a guy with popcorn.
Yeah, I mean, at least in a regular movie theater, if the movie's loud enough, most people aren't obnoxiously chopping down on popcorn. You do hear like the paper wrapper of candy opening now and again and stuff, right?
And there's always that asshole that has to bring the potato chips.
Right. But man, I tell you though, Movie Tavern, see, they're trying to draw people back to movie theaters by offering big, comfortable reclining seats, the ability to drink beer, get food, full 5-star service while you're watching a movie. But man, it's just, some of it's obnoxious as fuck.
It sounds really good, but yeah, that sounds like a bad idea. It if I were to sort of design it for myself, I would have maybe given them finger foods like, I don't know, chicken nuggets and things that don't make noise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to stop all noise. You're dealing with a theater full of people, so I get that. But
yeah, but it's still
I
fucking
swear,
annoying.
if this Friday some fucking gluttonous fucking asshole sits next to me with a fucking lobster dinner, I'm gonna lose my shit. if he's over there cracking fucking crab legs open while I'm trying to watch fucking Endgame.
Yeah, it's gonna be the commando maneuver, Schwarzenegger commando maneuver. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
He's just a little sleepy. Just let him be. That's all right.
Right, just elbow him in the fucking face.
Yeah.
Just you fell asleep.
Don't disturb my friend. Yeah, it's a great one.
I just don't think any movie theaters. To be honest, I'm gonna admit it, man. I mean, I'm a bit nostalgic when it comes to some things. There's a lot of great memories, going to see movies with friends and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I've been spoiled by streaming and binge watching.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't like movie theaters anymore.
No, I know what you mean. It is a major hassle, and
I'd much rather sit at home with a fucking pizza and wearing my fucking boxers.
Yeah, sure. I don't have the fucking Yeah, sure. I don't have the fucking 60 feet screen, but I have better sound than those assholes.
Yeah, I have a good little sound bar. It's not the greatest. I'd love to have surround sound one day, but I don't plan on living in this apartment forever. In fact, I'm moving very soon. But I can still get, as close as I sit to my fucking TV, it looks like a movie screen.
Right. And
it's right there on my desk.
Fucking
I use it as a monitor.
I have a fucking grade A sound system. Like, it's better than they have in the movie theater. So I'm totally fine with watching movies at home.
That's one of the things that I can't wait for on Doomed, because I'm moving out to the country.
Yeah, and you can play.
And when I say country,
long,
I mean I've got 12.
Long.
Yeah, I've got like 37 and a half acres around me. Not all of it is mine. I don't know. I only own 12 and a half of it, but the other 2 plots, them boys just use it for hunting.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody live back there.
Yeah, you can just go 120 decibels, 2 o'clock in the morning,
I'm going to blow my fucking eardrums.
It's going to be like 2 months after you move out there, you don't have eardrums.
Yeah. I'm going to get on to Unprofessionals after I move in just to hey, let's talk about Magog's new living situation.
What?
We're going to do I'm going to do the Unprofessionals and be like, so, how you doing, Magog? What? How you doing? What?
What?
Sorry, I can't hear you. Because I have old school speakers, too, that are still good.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't hook them up here at the apartment. Last time I hooked them up, it was just playing just a little bit of music. Wasn't even loud. But because the subwoofers were vibrating the floor, my fucking neighbor would take like a broomstick and start hitting the ceiling.
The classic. The Asian lady downstairs with a broomstick.
Just pop, pop, pop. Sorry. I can't stand it when I'm living out there all in my lonesome. Oh man, I'm gonna shake the fucking walls.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to tape the dishes in the cabinets down so they don't rattle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to duct tape my glass plates down. So they're not doing that kring kring kring.
Yeah. You should have your speakers should levitate. That's when you know you're at the right loudness.
Yeah. I wanna be able to feel the movie.
Yeah.
I wanna feel it. I want that fucking hair on my arms to raise up every time the bass hits.
You know they actually sell a thing where you can you sort of split off a cable from your subwoofer and then you put like little actuators under your sofa, so the sofa will vibrate with a subwoofer.
No, they've gone beyond that now. That's the old way of doing it. Now they sell like $1,000 recliners that have like
Yeah, but that's just going now you're off into the deep end, you know.
Yeah, now you're sitting in a recliner and it's got like vibration pads built into it that are
might as
connected
well
to the sound
have
system.
fucking build in a fucking toilet seat into it while you're at it.
Just oh, that feels good. Oh, it's a nice massage.
Just have a massage and toilet seat, and then fucking
Like
robot coming delivering you ribs, and you know you're
the
in Wally's.
This lazy boy was specifically designed to watch Michael Bay movies in.
You know? but you have to have two screens, so there's one with that and the other one with porn.
Right.
That's for the vibration.
That's gonna be great. I'm gonna turn on a movie the first night I have a proper sound system hooked up. I'm gonna turn on a movie, but I'm gonna have it paused.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna step outside of my place up on my land, and I'm gonna listen very carefully to the quietness of nature.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing but crickets. Then I'm gonna hit play, and I'm gonna see the birds fly out of the fucking trees.
Fuck you, birds.
The crickets all shut up. Fucking deer start scattering off, and fucking birds are flying out of the trees.
What would be a good movie for that? What would scare the shit out of the birds?
That's a good question.
I don't know, maybe The Hurt Locker or something?
Yes, lots of explosions.
Yeah. That's gonna be great. You should get a sound system. I think that's more important than having a huge fucking screen. So
I like both, but I don't need it huge. But I don't like it small either. Like, long gone are the days that I think 32 inches is of a screen is big.
Sure.
I need at least a 50 or higher nowadays. Like, I do not want to watch a fucking movie on anything. Like,
sure, but that's
some of my,
that's usually what you're gonna get. You probably can't get any smaller than that nowadays. So
no, well, it just depends. Like, some of my buddies, they make plenty of money, so I don't know why they do this. But some of my buddies, they have their own computers, they're roommates, and they have their own computers in their own rooms for gaming. But then they have a computer out in the common area, which is just like a kitchen table, and that's where they have couches and stuff. And every now and again, I'll be over there hanging with them. We'll be talking and having a beer, and they'll go, "Hey, you want to watch a movie?" And yeah, we should watch a movie. And they'll grab these chairs, like the kitchen chairs, and gather them together around a 19-inch computer monitor and watch a movie on that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's just weird.
And I'm like, I'll watch it later, guys. I'm going to go ahead and go because I'm not, like, gay.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and go.
I'm going to go because I'm not gay. You know, like,
this is a little bit.
I don't really want to sit in your lap in order to see the fucking screen, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And it's like I said, they make plenty of money. They just refuse to buy a television. They're like, if we buy a television and hook it up to this computer out here, we'll hardly ever use it except for when we watch a movie together occasionally. Most of the time, we just play games and watch movies on our own computers in our own rooms. And I'm like, I get that.
Don't they pretty much throw fucking TVs at you if you go to Walmart?
Yeah, TVs are cheap anyway. I don't understand why.
Really dirt cheap nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, you could get a fucking 70-inch for a 70-inch LED TV for like $800 at Walmart if you want to go with a lower name brand.
Yeah, but if you're on a budget, you could probably get something very respectable for like fucking $200 or something.
Yeah, you could get a 47-inch Samsung for like $650. You know.
No, they're way cheaper than that.
Well, I always thought Samsung were the higher price brands. I haven't checked prices in TVs.
I mean, who cares? I mean, it's a fucking TV, and if you have like a 19-inch computer, then a 47-inch, Huawei or some shit is a huge step up, even if it's $200.
Even if it's a crap name brand, if it's not like a big name brand, if it's like one of these lower name brands, it's still worth it.
Yeah.
Just to have that nice big crisp picture, because sure, they don't last as long. You get about 5 years out of it, blows out, and you're like, Mom, my fucking $800 TV fucking blew up. But
yeah, I mean, nowadays you have to pretty much assume that they're going to be obsolete anyway. So why would you spend a lot of money on it?
That's true, but the reason I've kept the TV I currently have for so long is because I paid a lot of money for it. See, back when I was in England, it was 2010, okay? And I wanted a new TV. I got tired of the LCD I had because the LCDs were nice pictures, but boy, them things got hot. And I was in a tiny little dorm room, right?
Right.
So I'd turn on my TV, watch a movie, and I'd be baking alive. So, and there's no AC in England, only heat. So,
Right.
anyway, I decided to go get a new LED TV because it was the new technology of the time. 2010, brand new LED TVs, better picture, crisper picture than LCD ever will be. So I went to the AFES PX and I bought a 47-inch Samsung, top of the line, for $1,500 because it was the new technology of the time. So obviously it was expensive.
Right.
But I tell you what, man, I don't think I ever want another brand of television.
Okay.
This motherfucker's still working. I'm talking to you, looking at the chat on this motherfucker right now, and I bought it in 2010. It's 9 years old, and it's still perfectly fine.
Right.
The only thing that blew in it was the speakers that are built into it.
Right. No, but
I had to buy a little sound bar.
I mean, it's not. We're not there yet, where it's obsolete. But it happens. It's going to be like 4K, and then it's going to be 8K, and
Yeah,
it's the way it is.
But you know what, Undoomed? I kind of dread buying a new TV when it finally comes. Because I'll probably until this thing literally blows up, I'll probably always use it. But I'll probably always use it as a computer monitor. Now, once I have a living room again and my set is in a whole other place, like the studio I plan on building, I then can buy a couch. And I have missed having a couch. I haven't had a couch in 2 fucking years. Because I have a wizard tower in my apartment. So, once I get a couch, I want a new TV. But the thing is, I kind of dread buying one. Not because of the money, not because they're not good, not because the pictures aren't great, but every fucking TV nowadays is one of these smart TVs.
Okay.
And I don't want that. I don't want it. I don't want apps on my TV. I don't want fucking processors inside my TV.
I'm sure you could get the no-name ones without any fucking smart functions. That probably cost them a lot of money, so the no-name brands will have the version without it.
I hope so, because man, every TV I've seen when I've gone to the store they've all been smart TVs. Oh, you can wireless connect to all your computers and tablets. You can like put whatever's on your phone up on the screen. You can fucking do this. But man, everybody I know who has a smart TV, inevitably within a year or two, oh man, the fucking thing crashed on me. Can't even turn it on. Well, that's because you blew the processor's gone. And once the processor's gone, you're like, I don't need my TV to be that smart. I need it to plug into something, and then I need it to turn on. That's what I need a TV to do. That's it. That's all I need a TV to do.
Right. Well, that's what it's supposed to do, obviously.
But some people, they like the apps. They're like, oh, I could just use my TV remote and click on Netflix. I could use my TV remote and click on Amazon. And I'm like, I could use my TV remote to hit you upside the fucking head. How lazy are you that you can't move a mouse and click on your browser and open up fucking Netflix?
Yeah. I don't really understand that either. Like fucking around with remotes and shit like that. Just get a fucking mouse. Hook it up.
I'm not that fucking lazy. All my TVs are always hooked to computers.
Yeah.
Computers.
I don't think I've ever bothered to connect my aerial. Like, like, when was the last time I actually used an aerial? I can't even remember.
I don't watch the local.
I don't have any local shit. I don't, I don't subscribe to any cable. I've never even bothered fucking hooking it up.
Yeah, man, I don't like it pretty much.
Yeah.
It's nothing to watch anyway. I got everything I want. I got Amazon Prime. I got Netflix.
Yeah.
I had Hulu, but I kind of canceled it because I realized I was paying a lot of money for Hulu and only watching like one show every now and again.
Right. Miss Murder sent a super chat. Says, turn your couch into an adult toy, laughing my fucking ass off.
Yeah. Vibrations, baby.
Yeah.
Vibration. Got them good vibrations. Got them good vibrations. No, I can. As long as I got at least a 50, maybe a 52. 54 would be nice. 54, I think, would fit perfectly on the wall that's in my little living room area inside that place I'm getting. After that, man, it's all gonna be sound, baby. Because I'm just gonna hook it. I'm just gonna hook TV up to a computer, so I can have access to all my streaming stuff.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, that's what
So-
the computer is my only source for media on my TV. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it. I mean, you know, I'm sure there is some fucking DVD players and shit lying around here somewhere, but you know, I've never hooked them up in
Hell,
10 years.
Yeah, exactly. The last game console I ever owned was Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even console game anymore, man. Everything I do is on a computer.
Yeah.
Everything. If I want to play a video game, I'll fucking go to Steam, buy the damn thing, and put it on my computer.
Yeah.
I still play with a controller though, because I'm old school like that. I grew up on NES and I grew up on consoles. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah, I was
so I never got used to the keyboard mouse thing. But
right. Yeah, I was never a console guy, so I just totally fine with me.
yeah,
I
I
like
just
the
I don't
mouse.
like the mouse and keyboard because I have to sit up and actually have the mouse and keyboard in front of me. Controller, I can lay down on the couch and have the controller just like in my lap, just like.
Right.
You know?
I guess it's more convenient that way, but I thought you didn't want to be lazy.
When I'm playing a video game, I'm pretty fucking lazy because if I ever get around to actually playing video games, I've reached a lazy point in my life because
Right.
I typically don't game.
No.
I really don't. I still haven't played Witcher 3
I don't have
all the way
time.
through.
I don't have time. Like
I
that's
keep myself busy. Yeah.
yeah.
Like, this is my job. YouTube is my job. But every day I'm getting up and going, oh, what piece of artwork can I do today? Or what script can I write? Or what, like, I'm always just keeping myself busy with creative shit more
Right.
than playing video games.
Yeah. Yeah.
I take breaks to watch the shows I like or a movie or something, but then I get right back to it after I'm done watching a few episodes or whatever have you.
Well, I got my day job, obviously, and that takes up a shitload of time. So,
Right.
you know, for me, this is just relaxing, you know, having some fun.
Oddly enough, if I won the lottery and had millions of dollars, I'd probably work even more than I do now. Like, you'd think winning that kind of money would make you fucking lazy. No. If I won millions of dollars, I'd build some weird shit.
Well, I can imagine you building the fucking castle then.
Oh, I'd be building
Yeah.
some. I'd buy
You'd be one
land.
of those, you'd be one of those people that was like 5 years later in the fucking Inquirer shit like, oh, all my money's gone. What?
My money's gone.
You won 500 million and it's gone? You know, I'm fucked.
Catapults aren't cheap, motherfucker.
That is amazing. You seen that, right? It pops up every once in a while. You know, some guy who won like an obscene amount of money, and then it just blew it in 5 years.
Oh yeah, there's like a whole show dedicated to that, isn't there, on like TLC or something like that? It's like
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
lottery, yeah, the lives of lottery winners or something like that. It's like, you know how many people are poor within like the first year? It's like 70% of lottery winners.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then- and
You'd
then,
think,
like-
I mean, how could, because some of these people, they win like $500 million. Like, how can you even go through that?
Well, the biggest one I've seen from watching that show is people forget they owe taxes on it.
Sure, but is it what? How much do they take on a lottery thingy? I don't know. Is it half?
All lottery, it's a federal charge, and then depending on the state, they might even have an additional charge. But federally, all lottery winnings are taxed 40%.
Okay.
So if you win $100 million, you only see 60 of it.
Right. But
Rest goes to Uncle Sam.
okay, that's obviously makes it less. But let's say you win 500 million and now you have 300 or whatever, right? That's still a shitload of money.
Yeah, but a lot of these people, they forget to pay the taxes, and then they spend a bunch, and don't realize they overspent. And even though they think they still got like 100 million left in the bank, turns out they owe 120 million to the government.
Yeah, but that doesn't negate my question. How the fuck do you go through so much money in such a short time?
That's a damn good question, and that's also why smart people who know how to budget ourselves and make that kind of money keep making money.
How can you?
We don't win the lottery.
How can you even fucking have a budget if you have that much money? Okay, you know you're gonna spend half of it, whatever, in taxes. So now you have $250 million. Like, you need a budget?
Yeah,
really, asshole? Like, okay, buy your fucking Porsche, buy your fucking house. Pay off your dad's and mom's fucking house and whatever. Then what? Now you have 240 million left. Where does it fucking go? You just went out on a shopping spree buying yachts?
No, it's oftentimes. Well, what I noticed watching that show, and I can't even remember what it's called because it's been so long since I see it. Because I don't have cable. I saw it over at my parents' house when we were barbecuing one time.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom had it up on the TV, so I watched it. But from what I gathered, a lot of it, there are like top 3 things. 1, they forget about taxes. 2, they forget when they buy a massive mansion, there's upkeep and electricity bills and shit like that. That'll drain you quick. If you buy a place that's so fucking big that your electricity bill is like $6,000 a month, you need to not buy a place like that.
Right.
You need to have money coming in, right? The other thing is, too, and the third thing I noticed, is because they forget about those little incidental things, how fast that can drain your account. By just having massive electrical bills and landscaping work, you got to have your lawns professionally manicured. If your house is in like a gated community, you have to follow these rules. There's all that stuff.
Right.
But then, the third thing, which probably makes the most sense out of all of it, is people leeching off of them.
Right.
Because oftentimes people win the lottery are poor people who grew up with other poor people. They have family members and friends. They don't want to leave them behind and just keep all the money for themselves. They're good-hearted people. They end up with like an entourage of a bunch of fucking freeloaders just going, hey man, can I get another like 50,000? You know?
Yeah.
And it's like your best friend, so you don't say no. And before you know it, in 2, 3, maybe even 5 years, you're done. You're broke. You're spent.
Yeah.
Because, it's hard to imagine one person spending like $240 million. But imagine like 30 people spending it.
Is there some sort of is there some sort of rule that you have to be public when you win, or how does that work? I have no idea.
In every state that has a lottery, you have to publicly accept the big cardboard check. You have to have your picture taken, and your name goes into a list of lottery winners for that state that anybody can access due to the Freedom of Information Act, except for 7 states. There are 7 states in this country that have passed a law that allow you to collect lottery winnings anonymously.
Right. Yeah, because that...
So unless you live in one of those 7 states, be prepared to smile for the fucking camera if you want that money.
Yeah, that must... that's probably what it is. All those fucking long-lost friends showing up.
Mm-hmm. And then I also noticed a trend of people who win the lottery donate millions to charities, which, good on you.
Mm-hmm.
But don't overspend,
Nope.
Like, I watched one episode where a guy won something big like that. It was like $200 million. Mm-hmm. Even after taxes, it was $200 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he decided to take the cash. So he literally had it in like a bank account.
Right.
Well, he ran into some security threats because people were like following his daughter home from school because they knew who she was and they were going to kidnap her,
Right.
So he had to move and change his family's name. Bought a big ass fucking place, like moved down to the Keys, right? Got a big ass fucking mansion in the Florida Keys. Got like 2 yachts, a helicopter, couple fucking nice cars and Ferraris. His wife's out there spending money on diamonds. They're going out on the town. They now have new expensive friends. There's parties. There's this. There's that. Huge social lives. 2 years he was broke.
Unbelievable.
It got out of hand. He just got out of hand.
Yeah.
property taxes alone on 2 yachts, a helicopter, and a fucking house like that.
I wonder-
a fucking house with 25 fucking bathrooms in it. You know how much?
Here's the $250 million question then. I wonder, when everything's gone and you're fucked and, you're just as poor as you were before you won the thing, right?
Right.
I wonder if you look back at it and you're like, oh, this is like 20 times as hard to be this poor now that I've gotten used to the fucking helicopter.
Oh,
or
yeah.
if you look back at it and go like, well, at least I had some good times,
Well, I think that depends on the personality of the person. Honestly, if I lost that much money, I'd probably, I wouldn't commit suicide because I'm just not that type of person. But I would probably put my head through a fucking wall. I'd be like, you fucking idiot. Boom. You fucking moron. Of course, if I ever come into that kind of money, I never plan on being that stupid.
Yeah.
Because honestly, too, I can't even with just the thought of increasing the budget of my show and building like a massive, like Renaissance style medieval fucking village with a castle to film in. If I won hundreds of millions of dollars, I would still have hundreds of millions left over.
Yeah. I mean,
And I honestly can't think of anything I want.
the first thing you do is just call up the IRS and go, okay, dudes, what's it going to be? And then take care of that shit. And then you can be good. You can be set for life after that.
Crazy Leroy in the chat asks, how much would you make on that if you just kept it in the bank? Depends on the savings account. Most savings accounts, I don't even think you could put that much money in a regular savings account. Like,
I'm sure you could, but I mean, once you have that kind of money, the bank comes up to you and go like, hello. Would you?
yeah,
like
you want to see the owner of a bank come suck your dick. Bring that check to their bank.
Yeah.
You will get the fucking owner of the bank come out of his office, come up to you and be like, "Welcome, sir.
And then fall to his knees.
Do you need a hand job? While you wait for this check to clear?
While you wait for the hooker that I just ordered?
If you'd come with me, sir, we have a VIP lounge for bank customers. Special, just like you." And they open up some secret door and you walk in there and there's like hookers and blow and you're like, "Is this even legal?" "We don't ask those questions, sir.
Yeah.
Have a nice wait while we process the money into your account." But no, I mean the like a traditional savings, just a basic savings account that's like at the bank that I'm at is 0.5% yearly.
Yeah.
So it's
that's
half a
nothing,
percent.
Nothing but.
That's 0.5%. But if you put 200 million, what's 0.5%? What's 0.5% of $200 million?
That's still money. But,
That's a lot of money.
you're not going to like make, that's probably below your inflation. So it's not really making you money.
No, what you really want to do with that kind of money is take, like, let's say you want an even 200 million.
Mm-hmm.
Take 100 million, lock it up into a CD that you can't touch for a year.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get
Well,
4 to
a year,
8%.
yeah, for 10 years or something, probably.
No, you want to be able to touch it every year so you can cash out the interest. You want to cash out what you've made and then roll it right into another one.
Okay, you mean like that. All right.
Yeah, because CDs are locked. If you if you put your money in a 10-year CD, you can't touch it for 10 years.
Right. Okay. Well, I just figured you meant not take anything out, but obviously take the interest out.
Right. No,
So
that's
it's
what you
the
do.
same
is you-
thing. Whatever.
Right. But you can earn off 100 million. You can earn like like fucking $200,000 a year in interest. Pull out that 200,000 and just roll that 100 million right into another one.
Yeah, probably more.
You know?
I mean, 1%.
Probably more than that, yeah.
1%
what's
of 100 million is a million. So
right. So you're looking at, I've seen CDs go as high as 3-4% annually. So whatever that is on $100 million, you'd make a few million.
yeah, that's a nice base
You'd make-
income to
yeah.
have.
Yeah, you'd make $4 million a year on interest alone. Now that you have to pay taxes on that, that's capital gains tax. That's 15% federal, and I think about 7% state.
Right.
But whoopity-doo, right? You pay your taxes on that because you've pulled that interest out. You roll it over. You make $4 million in interest. You end up paying I don't know, 800 some $1,000 for taxes, and you keep the rest of it.
Yeah.
Then you take the other 100 million you've won, because you've won 200 million, and you just spend it on whatever you want. And as long as you can afford to pay all your bills with the 4 million you pull out every year from that CD, you will never ever go broke.
No, you should just get like a normal fucking house, slightly bigger than normal, but not a fucking mansion in the Florida Keys or,
I don't even know why somebody like Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, or like Bill Gates, I don't even know why they need a place with 25 bathrooms. You can only shit in one toilet at a time.
I have no idea what their houses look like, but
I'm in general, like I have literally seen houses for sale that are $1 million homes and stuff that have like 8 bathrooms in them. I'm like, yay, 1 bathroom for every day of the fucking week.
right. I mean, they're
Hey, I gotta go take a shit in Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't know what you do with it. I mean, fuck, what would you want? I mean, I could see wanting to have like like if you're really like 100 million, 200 million kind of guy, right?
Are you seriously asking? Like, are you?
No,
okay,
I'm just
a serious question.
I'm
just
asking and thinking about it myself. I'd like to have a music studio room and a my video editing room and obviously nice living room and nice master bedroom, maybe 2 spare bedrooms for guests, and what else do you need?
Yeah.
Probably a nice huge garage. Well, huge, but double garage at least, so you can have 2 cars, do some projects that require you to be in a garage and not indoors.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else do you need?
Well, you got to fill it too, don't you? You got to have furniture. You got to have toys. TVs.
Yeah, sure, but
computers.
That's kind of a small cost compared to a house.
No, I mean, if you're going to be realistic, it depends on the amount of money. Like if I want $1 million on a scratch off, I'm not going grand. Okay, I'm not going big. I'm going to get like a nice $200,000 home. That's 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath, just a really nice little place. But if I win hundreds of millions of dollars, I ain't ending up with no 20 bedroom mansion, even with that much money.
Yeah, because
I don't need it.
I don't know what you're gonna do. What you're gonna do with 20 rooms?
Just once again, you go shit over on Wednesday, and then you sleep in Thursday, and then you just rotate around, I guess. The
only thing that's going to happen is that, those friends are going to move in. Those freeloaders are going to be like, oh, you got a...
Right, exactly.
You got all these spare rooms and shit. Can I just be here?
James Colley in the chat brings up a very good point, which, because I have family members who work in the banking industry, this was a point that I failed to bring up, but I do know this. First off, FDIC only insures $200,000 per depositor, so you would have to space it out over a few banks. You are absolutely correct.
Okay.
And I would do it. I mean, is it really that big a deal? You take $200,000, just be like, hey, here's this, here's that,
right.
Here's this. Like, go to different accounts. There's all kinds of different, because it's also, CDs are different. Certificates of deposit. You can open up multiple ones through the same bank, because they're more locked and secured than your typical just like dropping in a savings account that somebody could like hack into and steal all your money.
Mm-hmm.
There are actual rules with people with that kind of money. I just never had that kind of money in order to go talk to the owner of the bank and find out what I can do with it. I tell you what, if I ever win that kind of money, I will do a live stream and come back to you with those answers.
Sure you will.
Because there is definitely got to be a place you can put it. You can also you can roll it into mutual funds and things like that. I mean, there's places you can put your money, and it's good to separate it. You don't want to put like one lump sum into one CD anyway.
Yeah.
Because what if something happens? Then you're fucked.
Yeah, of course.
It's always good to diversify. Anybody who does finances knows that. But
Right.
I tell you, man, it's a little nutty to think about because, like, even with hundreds of millions of dollars, outside of spending a large sum of money on production, because I really do want to do this show, I really do want to do this projects. But outside of that, I mean, when it comes to like personal spending, the house I end up with probably wouldn't cost any more than 800, maybe $1 million.
Yeah,
And
it
that's
kind of
really-
depends on where you want it, I guess.
Well, most of that would be me purchasing land because I don't like having neighbors.
Right, right.
And
Yeah,
I
so
would, if I had that much money, I'd buy like 500 acres, put my house in the middle of it. Like, ha! Ain't nobody around here for fucking miles.
Yeah, so it's yeah, you probably spend $1 million, but yeah, then what? You could probably furnish it for,
Well, you got to buy toys, don't you?
500,000 or something. If you're
Because, like me, I'm a car guy. If I had that kind of a disposable capital, I'd probably have like a fucking 6 to 10 car fucking garage, each bay with its own door, heated and cooled. And I would buy some classics, bro.
well, there you
I'd
could,
buy some fucking classics.
you could really spend some money on that. That could
Oh, yeah,
set you
that's-
back. What's,
And I'd probably-
what cars would you get?
Well, judge me if you want, because everybody has their preference. But I'm a huge fan of 60s muscle, especially Mopar. So I'd probably end up with something like a Plymouth Cuda or a Dodge Charger, Challenger, and from the 60s, not new. I'd probably end up with something like that at least.
Okay.
Always been a kind of a fan of the old Dodge Dart Demons as well. Those are nice.
Okay.
Then I'd need something from the 50s. I absolutely love some old 50s car. Probably a 55 Bel Air. I love the 55 Bel Air. I'd definitely end up with a 69 Chevelle Super Sport. Love that car.
Right.
Always wanted one. Way too expensive. Even if you found one that's rusted out shell, they want like fucking 20 grand for it. Like those cars are not cheap. So, Chevelle SS, there's only one way I ever drive that car, and that's if I become a multimillionaire.
Okay. I'm not even sure which one that is, but I'm not a big, old car guy. I like the new shit.
I'd get a few new things. I'm getting there because I like my classics. I like my cruising cars. I could take the Chevelle out on Sundays, that kind of thing. But after that, man, yeah, I'd have to really think about modern cars. Because it's not like I've ever wanted like a Bugatti or something,
Well, I've always wanted a Lamborghini.
I guess you get a Lamborghini just to say you have a Lamborghini. But they're really not that great. They're not that great.
Oh, what's wrong with them?
I just never really cared for the overindulgence of them,
Well, they're just so damn pretty.
They can be. Honestly, I'd buy a Shelby 2-seater Shelby Cobra before I'd buy a fucking modern Ferrari. And that's a 2-seater. But those cars had some fucking class to them. They were built by Shelby. Man, those cars had some fucking history and some class and some speed. Man, those were great cars. I'd love to have a fucking Shelby.
Sure, but they're just not so pretty.
Yeah, they are. What are you talking? That's pretty. Everybody has their own personal preference. I mean, over a Lamborghini, like I would buy a Lamborghini over a Ferrari. I really don't think Ferraris are that nice looking, to be honest with you.
No, I'd agree with that. Definitely like the Lamborghinis more than the Ferraris, for sure.
Yeah. I'd if it came to buying a supercar, though, I'd probably get something more like a McLaren F1. That's a cool car, man.
Yeah. That is just, I don't know.
Undoomed, make me a promise right here. If I ever win hundreds of millions of dollars, I'm going to buy everybody I know that is deserving of it, and you are one of them. You've become a very good friend of mine. I will buy you whatever fucking supercar you want.
Okay.
And then, but in order to receive it, you will have to come down to the 500 to 1,000 acres that I buy, and I am going to custom build a racetrack for just me and my friends to use.
Oh,
And we gotta open her up. Okay, so you want your Lamborghini, you can come and get it, but you gotta race me, bro.
I thought you were going to say I had to suck your cock.
No, with that kind of money, I'd get some real high class hookers for that.
There you
I mean,
go.
you're sexy and everything, but come on, man. You're not worth that much money. I'll buy you $1 million car, but your lips aren't touching my dick if I'm that rich. Okay.
That sounds like a good deal.
I'd let you blow me if you like needed crack and you were just like real hurting, right? But other than that,
Yuck.
but I tell you what wouldn't be better than having your own personal fucking track? Because let's face it, you own a supercar that can go like 300 miles per hour, but you can't legally drive that fast on regular roads.
Right.
So what the fuck is the point? Besides saying that you own it. Unless you have your own personal racetrack. Then you can open that motherfucker up, man.
Well, there is certainly an appeal to that. You could also go to Germany and go to the Autobahn if you're
that's
that
a big
rich.
misconception. No, one, you'd have to take the car with you, so you're shipping your fucking car over on a fucking airplane or a ship. No,
Well,
if you're that
why
rich, you
not?
just go to Germany and rent one. You just rent one for the day at the speed track or something. But two, the Autobahn is not really what you think it is. I've been over there. I was stationed over there for 5 months,
Okay.
and I drove on the Autobahn plenty times.
Okay.
And it's really not that.
I have been to Germany, but I've never actually driven in Germany.
Oh, I have. I had to because we had to drive to Germany. We couldn't fly.
Right.
So I had a European license because I was stationed over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned how to drive on their roads. I know what their signs are and everything like that. And so, but it's at the end of the day, though, it's really not that like. Autobahn is not some unlimited speed, highway with like it's not death race. Okay, there's not moms with kids in the back of their minivans flying 1,000 miles per hour down the road. Like, not really. It's just a real long highway that's super thick because it was built to like house tanks on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's been well maintained, and there is a minimum speed limit. But there's not a maximum one. Cops won't pull you over for going over the speed limit.
Mm-hmm.
However, you want to try to do 300 miles per hour on a road that has traffic, where some idiot can literally just not see you coming up on them, and they can merge, and you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
You're fucking dead. Why the fuck would you ever want to do that? I've been on the Autobahn. I know how them people drive, and I know how packed it can be, especially around the bigger cities. Why the hell would you ever want to drive fast on the Autobahn? It's not that big a fucking deal.
I don't know how it works. I mean, so
Fastest I ever went on the Autobahn was about 90, 100, because people fucking merge on right in front of you, and you gotta drive safely.
Right.
But on a private track, on your own personal racetrack,
but
you
the
can
interesting question,
fuck off.
right? But the interesting question is, how do they make it work? Like, is it safe enough for them to not just want to impose speed limits? I guess obviously it is, but how does that work?
Well,
Why doesn't it work in any other country?
It's multi-laned
Mm-hmm.
more than our highways. Most highways we have, unless you're on the interstate and you're around bigger cities where they've had to expand the interstate out to multiple lanes.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, you're going to get, 2, maybe 3 lanes? Autobahn has like 5 lanes in a lot of places.
Right.
Not all the places, because some of it's out in the country. Some of the Autobahn is just 2 lane. It's just 2, 3 lane.
Right.
But when you're flying, like when I was in Truyère, the Autobahn was like 5 lanes. All the way over to the right is for slow. All the way over to the left, you do not get in that lane unless you want to go fast. Because the people in that lane are flying, baby.
So you're just saying that the Nazis are so disciplined that they can really make that work, and everyone does what they're told.
Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, what it is they've grown up with it. They've got used to it. They've generations have driven on it, and it's kind of like when they come here to Arkansas and started introducing traffic circles.
Mm-hmm.
People get in wrecks all the time because they don't know how to use them.
Mm-hmm.
But so you don't just build an Autobahn, right? Like you kind of have to slowly introduce it into the culture. But yeah, don't get me wrong. I was driving on the Autobahn and I was passed by like a Ferrari over there in the like it was like the third lane over.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the center lane because there was so much traffic. But this guy flying down the road in the rain in a Ferrari just blew past me, blew my doors off. And I was just like, that guy's going to fucking die. That guy's going to fucking die because it's raining and he's going 300 miles per hour on a fucking road that gets driven on by lots of cars. So it drops oil and grease and, and stuff like that onto the road. Sure enough, I got 3 miles up the road because he disappeared on the horizon. I got 3 or 4 miles up. I was about to turn off to go to the Air Force Base.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to Ramstein. There was a fucking wreck.
There he is.
And sure enough, there was that fucking Ferrari on fire.
Hello, asshole.
So it is legal to do it. The cops won't pull you over. But they also have, like, big signs that say it is not recommended to go this fast. Please don't.
Yeah.
It's just they don't bother with pulling people over is all it really is. They just don't bother. When it comes to the Autobahn, they just don't bother handing out speeding tickets. They just figure you're going to die, you're going to fucking die.
Well, I guess that's fine. My sort of libertarian
but they
side
do
likes,
have
like that.
Yeah, but they do have signs up just like any other highway that show you the recommended speed.
Mm-hmm.
And typically that's what everybody drives unless you're wanting to go really fast. I mean, most people are just obeying what is posted, honestly. Now, the speeds on the Autobahn, though, that's what I liked, because the recommended speeds were still way higher than we ever would allow legally.
But wasn't there, like, was or is or whatever, a state here that had that or tried it or something? I definitely remember.
I didn't hear of it, but maybe the chat knows.
Maybe it's gone now, but I remember that there was some state that had, like, at least one interstate or something that was like, yep. We're going to try the Autobahn thing. Maybe that's been terminated now, but I think I probably saw that on some car show, But,
probably, but what's the fastest you think is legal in America? 80?
I don't think I've ever seen over 75, but...
Personally, I haven't either, but... man, the Autobahn, I hit some parts of that road that was going through, like, the Moselle River Valley that had the Autobahn outside of Trier, and it was like recommended speed, like 160 kilometers. I was like, "Jeez, okay." Like recommended speed is 90,
160. Yeah, that's even more than 90.
Yeah, it's a little more than 90, I think.
Probably closer to 100.
It's been a while since I've done that math. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done that math in my head, but yeah.
Well, kilometer to mile is 1.6, right? So if it's 160, then it's 100 miles an hour, right?
Right. It sounds about right. Yeah, 100 miles per hour. But yeah, like there are some parts where they're just like, just keep moving along, because they're out in nowhere land, there's not as much traffic or stuff. But you don't want to be going 90, 100, 120 miles per hour outside of Berlin with that traffic. Like, you don't want to fucking do it. Like, why would you ever do it? Like, that's stupid.
Right.
It works the same as any other highway that I've ever been to. It just has this reputation of people are allowed to just kind of drive with how fast they want to drive because the cops don't pull anybody over.
Right.
But like I said, though,
Dan in the chat says that I-70 is 80. I'm not even sure
really?
where that is. Where is I-70? You know where that is?
It sounds really familiar. Is it going up through the Midwest?
Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell.
It's Colorado, right? Yeah, it cuts through the Midwest. It cuts through Missouri, Kansas, Colorado, and Utah.
Okay.
And goes all the way to Maryland. So it cuts through Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania. Yeah. It's
Right.
east to west interstate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew I've seen it before because I've had to cross I-70 going to Chicago through Missouri.
Right. Well, that's got to be.
So,
that's probably as
yeah.
high as anything in the States, I guess.
Probably, yeah. he says they allow I-70 is 80, but they allow 990-ish.
Sure.
You mean 90-ish?
90-ish, yeah. Well, then why would they have an 80 speed limit?
Well, because typically, no matter where you are, if you go 10 over, no cop's really going to pull you. They don't want to do the paperwork for 10 over.
Yeah.
You know, I'm most of 67 out here, which is turning into Interstate 57. But right now it's still Highway 67. Most of the Highway 67 70. I'll pop 75, maybe 78. Never get pulled over.
No.
Never.
No, that's probably like you say. And even if you get pulled over, it's probably going to be a warning. They're just going to check, like, do you smell like marijuana?
Right. It's more of an excuse to pull over like a shady-looking vehicle than it is.
Pretty much,
anything,
yeah. It's amazing,
you know?
when you see those cop shows, like, every fucking single time, you know, they just pull over the right person. And it's live, too, so it's not just that they, you know, edit the worst things together. It's fucking live.
Right.
And they're just always managing to find that fucking idiot that's got the broken tail light and the fucking back bumpers hanging off. And, you know, he's probably his license plate is handwritten. And there he is sitting smoking fucking crack or something. Like, why? I do believe I'm a genius for pulling you over.
Right, exactly. It's like that guy is like that guy in the brand new 2018 Ford Fusion that's all nice and clean and waxed is going 5 over. Mm-hmm. But the guy behind me is driving a 1988 Oldsmobile Cutlass with 22-inch fucking spinning ribs on it and fucking smoke coming out of his windows. Which one you gonna pull?
Yep.
like which one are you gonna pull over? As a cop, which one are you gonna pull over? You know?
I know, right? It's just that before they had those live shows, when it was just cops, you know, I just thought I'm sure they just, you know, they're out there for fucking weeks, and then this is just the good stuff that they cobble together. But yeah, it's interesting when you see it live. It's just they're pretty good at picking the right ones.
Oh yeah, if you're a cop for long enough, because I have friends that are cops, and sheriff deputies out in the counties and stuff. You do that job long enough, you know how to profile without it being necessarily racial profiling. You profile what they wear. You profile their car they drive. 9 times out of 10, a cop will pull over an old hoopty with dark tint before they pull over a brand new car. 9 times out of 10. You'd have to really be doing something fucking illegal in a brand new car, because they just automatically assume if you can afford a brand new fucking car driving down the road and your license plates are okay and you're going a little over the speed limit, or maybe you just kind of did a roll stop at that stop sign, you didn't kind of come to a complete stop, 9 times out of 10 cops are going to be like, that person's just whatever.
Right.
But they see an old hoopty, a gangster ride with dark fucking tint and shit. Fucking drive by with the fucking music going boom, 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 boom. They're going to go, let's see if he roll stops at this, because that's an excuse to pull him over. That's an excuse to pull him over.
You know,
I tell people all the time, if you're...
All those times, they don't even need an excuse, because there's always something wrong. Like, there's always a headlight out, or a fucking taillight out, or the fucking bumper's off, or the license plate is falling off, or, you know, that's like, do you people have fucking mental retardation? What's going on? Like, if you're going to sit there and smoke crack in your car and drive around, maybe not do that in a car that's going to automatically be pulled over. How about that?
Yep. No, yeah, I mean, like, it reminds me of that story I read from, like, back in the 90s. There was, like, drug smugglers that were smuggling stuff up from Mexico and shit. And, like, they always got pulled over if they were trying to, like, smuggle in drugs in, like, gangster rides and little fucking beaters and, like, you know, an El Camino with some shifty looking fucking guys driving. So they, like, the cartels and shit started paying, like, these soccer moms, you know, put some drugs in the back of your car, go pick up your fucking kids and get them over to the guy.
Right.
and a cop won't pull over a minivan with kids in it for some reason. They got away with so much. They got away with so much just by switching up their routine and be like, instead of some gangster looking motherfuckers, why don't we just get some soccer moms and dads to take our drugs over the border in a fucking minivan?
Right.
You know?
Well, I mean, that is smart because obviously they're not really supposed to pull you over if they don't have a reason. So, you know.
Yeah, there was a drug dealer here in Little Rock that got away with it for years because he kind of knew what the cops were looking for, and he would drive like a minivan.
Mm-hmm.
And it had stickers on the back that was like the little stick figures of the mommy and the daddy and the two little kids.
Baby on board.
And he was a fucking drug dealer, never got pulled over, never had his car searched. They only ever caught him because he sold drugs to an undercover, you know?
Right. That makes
And then
sense.
when they arrested him, it was like dad of the year looking motherfucker. Had a flannel shirt on, a beard, had kind of a beer gut. Didn't look like a criminal at all. Like, you just not what you would picture, you know? Not what you would picture as a criminal.
Yeah. Because actually nowadays when you say flannel shirt, you kind of go like, oh, you mean hipster, right? It's been tainted.
You cut out there. I did not.
Oh,
All I heard was nowadays.
yeah.
That's all I heard.
Nowadays, when you hear flannel shirt, you just go hipster because it's been tainted.
It's tainted. It used to be the brawny man.
Yeah,
you know?
it used to be the fucking lumberjack, but now it's like, oh, it's that San Francisco motherfucker.
Right. I'm gonna dress like a lumberjack with a beard and a flannel shirt, even though I've never cut wood in my entire life.
Yeah, because I'm doing it ironically.
Yeah. But no, man. Back to the original point, man. If I ever, which is probably not going to happen, but if I ever do win hundreds of millions of dollars, I swear, you can fly out here and drive the car home, but you got to race first. And we'll film it, but we'll get you in like a race helmet so nobody can see your face, and you can be like the Stig. Like, right? Just get like that the dark tint on the visor, you know. You got a fucking suit on and a racing helmet.
Oh, that's awesome. What is it they always say? Oh, it's different things each time, right? Like they always say, like, yeah, some say he has no sideburns and he eats fish for breakfast. You know, it's always something.
Yeah, it's always different every time. Yeah. But we could be like, hey, it's Undoomed, everybody. And then the camera just turns and it's like helmet, suit. And you just thumbs up. You're just completely silent. You're just like, thumbs up. The fucking Stig, man.
You got yourself a deal.
Mm-hmm. See, that's the thing I would do with my money. I'd have fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy a lot of stuff, but the stuff I would buy would be for having fun. I'd have four-wheelers. I'd have go-karts. I'd have a personal track. I guess
that's
for my
where
cars.
the budget part comes in, like you said before. I mean, that's obviously, we've been over that. But yeah, just split it, set one half of it to just having fun and set the other half off to just make some more money.
Yeah, just keep the dough moving in so you can pay all your bills.
And buy a normal fucking house so you don't end up with 16 gardeners and fucking Jose the pool boy and all that shit.
Right.
Because he's going to fuck your wife anyhow, so you know it's going to be a lose-lose situation.
Now, that's an interesting topic you bring up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As a single man, if I won that kind of money, I'd be a little untrustworthy of the ladies that suddenly step forward into my life.
Yeah.
Do you think that's justified, or do you think it would be easier to find love or not? I don't know.
I think it would be easier to find sex and harder to find love.
There you go. See, because like a girl who's with you when you're poor, she loves you for who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least it's not about money. It's
right.
more about maybe you just rock her world or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But man, you become a millionaire. Suddenly some hot bitches that are like way out of your league start talking to you. Oh.
You gotta probably lay low for like a year before you even talk to girls to let that sort of sink into the memory hole of people, and then you just meet someone spontaneously, you know?
Yeah, maybe. Or what you do is you pretend to be poor. I was thinking about this.
Yeah, but if it's like, if they have to put it in the fucking newspapers and shit,
yeah, but not everybody's going to look that up.
Going to be looking for you.
Yeah, the ones that come to you are probably saw your name in the paper, saw your name on that list because they're trying to scam you, con you, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ask a girl out, doesn't even know who you are, because after a while, people kind of forget you're the one who won that lottery. The next guy comes along and wins, and it does eventually go away. So what you do is you wait a little bit, lay low, like you said, and then once the kind of heat dies down, you walk up to a pretty girl and ask her out, and she says no because you're driving a fucking Oldsmobile Cutlass, be like, bitch doesn't even know.
Yep.
I'd straight up buy like a 1989 fucking Trans Am with rust spots.
Sounds,
be like, hey, this is like a...
Sounds like an 80s movie.
Right?
Isn't there a movie like that? That sounds familiar.
Probably is.
Sounds very familiar.
Gold digger. It's like Dave Chappelle said. He's like, you pick up a bitch in a garbage truck. Like she comes out, she's like, oh hell no, roll down the window. Oh, it's Dave Chappelle. Too late, bitch.
Right. Like those fuckers that go around doing that on YouTube.
Oh, the guys who are like
two sports cars. Two sports
cars. They'll park a Ferrari off on the road, but then they'll dress like a beach bum. Then they'll walk up on a girl and be like, hey, can I get your number? You want to go out sometime? And she's like, no. And he's like, oh, okay, well, maybe next time. And he starts walking towards the Ferrari, goes, boop, boop. All of a sudden, she's like, wait, is that your car? Yeah. Oh, I totally go to lunch right now. Fuck off, you gold-digging bitch. I love those videos.
Oh, my God, that is hilarious.
I love the ones
so
where
transparent.
Yeah, I love the ones where the girls are like, I have a boyfriend. And then they're like, oh, okay, sorry. And then he goes walking over to a Bugatti. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden she's all like, but I totally go out with you still. We're not serious or anything. Fuck you, bitch.
Oh my God, that is really bad.
The only thing is, I would still really be tempted to live in a castle. Like, I know you're supposed to be reasonable with your money and just build a modest home. But, man, imagine bringing a bitch home to a castle.
But I thought you wanted to be a movie set, not your home.
Well, I mean, it would still be a functional castle. I don't know if it would have... I don't think it would be like a mansion type castle. It'd be like a real castle. Like... It'd have stone, it'd be made of stone and shit, but I don't know, yeah. I mean, mainly I want to build a castle for the show. But I'd be damn tempted, since I'm already building it for the show, to kind of make it modern on the inside and kind of go, maybe I just live in this motherfucker. You bring a bitch home to a castle, she gets wet like that. That little princess, I don't care if she's a feminist or not, that little princess awakens up inside of her.
Well, I don't know. I figured that if you've gotten her that far out in the forest, it's probably a done deal anyhow.
Yeah, sure, I guess so. You pick her up in a Ferrari and go take her out to the fanciest places and the nicest restaurants. By the time you get her back to the castle, that's just a cherry on the cake, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure that's necessary.
You should see the dungeon. Wink, wink.
You will. Oh,
you will see the dungeon. What's funny is she thinks that's like a kinky thing. Be like, ooh, I can't wait. You got whips and chains and everything. Oh yeah, baby, you know it. You take her down there. It's an actual medieval dungeon. She just goes, is that a rack? Yeah.
Yep.
I thought it was a sex dungeon. No, I have a real dungeon. There's my Iron Maiden. Just freak her out a little bit.
Just enough. Yeah, because there's psychological studies that says fear is an aphrodisiac. So yeah, you go for it.
Oh, you're breaking up again, man. Didn't get that.
Oh, there's a
fucking Discord, man. Discord. I'm telling you.
Well, Discord is it's the way of the future, isn't it?
I don't know what it is, man. I don't know why it cuts out like that. But say that again. Whatever you said. Psychological studies.
There's psychological studies that say that people get horny from being scared. That's why people, go see scary movies and go to amusement rides and shit when they go on dates. It's just a little side note.
It is all predicated on whether they know in the subconscious mind, in the back of their head, that they're actually safe. Like when you get on a roller coaster, you're scared, but you feel relatively safe. There's safety features. There's very few accidents in the history of roller coasters. There's some, don't get me wrong, but you feel safe even though you're getting shit scared out of you.
It wasn't predicated on that. Because the way they did the test was, obviously you can't be 100%, scientific when it comes to psychology, because it's not really, it's not hard science, But the way they did it was that they had like 100 guys, and each guy had to ask 100 girls out, and they had to do it in like 50 of the girls. They had to do it over here, like by a restaurant or something, and on the other times they had to do it on a fucking rope bridge over a chasm. And it was a marked increase in how many dates they got, even though it's,
But they still feel safe. So that's what I'm getting at. Like, you're not going like, okay, chase a bitch down an alleyway with a knife, and then just before you're about to stab her, ask her out. No, that's like real scared, right? That's like real, oh my God, I'm going to die scared.
Right.
Like...
Yeah. I don't know. I just saw some fucking documentary on that.
That's why we see scary movies. That's why we watch scary and ride scary rides, stuff like that. There's still that safety in the back of our heads. There's still that subliminal knowledge that what we're seeing isn't really real. We're not really going to get hurt. But if you toss a bitch into a lion's pen at the zoo and then be like, hey, you want to go out? Like, that ain't going to work, motherfucker. Like, that ain't going to work.
Charles Fowler, the willing Magogonite, says Magog of Grayskull.
Yeah, you're still cutting out, man. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
I said Charles Fowler, the willing Magogonite, says Magog of Grayskull.
Yes, build a castle. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be huge.
Huge. Try doing something for me. Go to the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try this out because I've heard a lot of my fans have said I cut out a lot less when I do this.
Okay.
Go to the little wheel down there. You should see a little gear next to the headphone and the mic. Go to that. Go down to voice and video app settings.
Oh, you mean just preferences, basically?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, down there at the very bottom, there's user settings, and then go to voice and video.
Yep.
You should see like a green bar under input sensitivity.
Yep.
It should say automatically determine input sensitivity. Turn that off.
Okay.
And then move that slider to like negative 60 dB.
Okay.
I've had my people I've talked to in Discord say I cut out a lot less if I do that.
Okay.
Because Discord's trying to sense like how loud you are and adjust, and it fucks up.
All right. So can you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound great. We'll see if that works, because I've heard that it's not perfect. Sometimes you still cut out, but...
Did it change my volume, or...?
No, you still sound regular.
Okay.
Yeah. You
All
just...
right.
Yeah, it doesn't change your volume. It changes what the level of sensitivity Discord stops at.
Right.
And at about negative 60, when you talk, it's going to go past that.
Mm-hmm.
If it barely touches where that's set, because it's set to auto, it bumps you down and it cuts you off. Because what it's doing is trying to cut out background noise. It's trying to automatically cut down stuff that's like under a certain amount of dB.
Right. What about the other ones, though, like the echo cancellation and noise suppression and all those guys?
I have that turned. I have.
You have those on?
Hold on. Mic test input. I have all of that turned off except for quality of service. I have that activated.
Okay. I have all those on. They were like...
I turned them all off. The echo cancellation, noise suppression, automatic gain control. I turned them all off, and that seems to really help
Okay.
when I talk to people in Discord.
I'll turn them off. So now everything's off. Did that change anything?
You're a little quieter,
Okay.
but not much. You can ask the chat, see if they've noticed a noticeable difference.
All right. So chat, did you notice any difference now? Am I too low, or I guess that's going to take 30 seconds until they hear this, but yeah, let me know if that did anything bad.
Yeah.
We'll leave it like that for now, and we'll see what the chat says.
Dan says not cutting here, it's Magoo.
Oh, okay.
People are saying I'm the only one cutting out. Oh,
Well,
they're saying you're only cutting out for Magog. So it must be something. Stick with those settings just to see, because
Yeah.
it might fix it on my end, but not on their end, it's still fine no matter what.
Oh, okay, but that could be
Yeah.
logical because I have like a gigabit connection, so nothing should cut out for me. So since I'm streaming the stream, everything's going straight to YouTube with a gigabit connection. But our connection, because you probably have a little bit slower, so that could be it. Because
a lot slower, yeah.
Yeah. So
the highest I can get at this apartment complex is 120 megasecond.
Right.
That's the highest I can get, which is enough for me to do like 1080p. You know, I do side quests and stuff just fine.
Right.
But
right.
Discord seems to eat a lot more bandwidth than just Hangouts. You know. Like,
yeah.
You know.
They probably. Yeah. I mean, obviously, Google has the money to buy all the fucking startups they want to get the best algorithms. So they probably have some good algorithms. You got to give them that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're the algorithm kings, I suppose you could say.
Yeah. Well, except for YouTube. The chat is saying that it sounds good. No difference, still good, about the same, sounds fine.
Yeah, it probably just changed between me and you because now, like, you've been talking now for a good bit and you're not cutting out anymore. So.
Right. Well,
So,
we'll leave it at that. See if that helps.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. It's been 2 hours. I don't know if you want to bring this to an end or what. I could probably go for a little while longer, but it's the middle of the week, and unfortunately, I do have some stuff to do since I'm moving and everything, so I can't stay up too late with you.
Right.
Normally.
Well, just you should set your time limit because I don't want to infringe on your time there. What do you got? Like a minute or half an hour, or what are you talking about?
Well, it's 2:50 a.m. here. Let's just go to 3 a.m. That's another 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can talk a little off air before I go to bed, but I probably don't want to stay up past 3:30.
Right.
Now, if you want to continue streaming, if you want to continue streaming without me, I'll bounce, man. You know, but just thought I'd bring it up that we have been going for 2 hours now. And,
right. Well, we're getting there, so it's probably good to another 10 minutes, and that's that should be a nice stream. And while I'm thinking about it, just wanted to point out to the chat that this obviously means that there is going to be an undoomed Discord server, and I will launch that when I upload my next video, so everyone can get in at the same time, so no one's getting in ahead and being bored to tears and like, oh, this is like a fucking ghost town. So I'm going to launch that when I upload the next video, which will probably be within a week.
Nice.
Hopefully this weekend, actually. So I got everything set up. I got a video that I'm working on, and I've got some help with setting up a nice Discord server. You can actually go and get early access with Patreon and Subscribestar, but there's nothing going on there right now. So
Right. Yeah. Oh, I still every now and again I still get fans asking for a proper collab between Undoomed and Magog, the character Magog, obviously. And you'd be surprised how many people just wanted to see that.
well, it's just actually I think it's more trouble than it's worth. Most collabs, it's kind of everyone is disappointed.
Yeah, I the reason I never really bothered you about it is because I'm not trying to like gain your subs or anything. I would only suggest doing a collab because the fans want to see it. Because I'm all about pleasing the fans. But
Right.
honestly, the worst thing about doing collabs is you gotta fucking work together on a script and all kinds of shit. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and like I said, most of like the people who are like your fans, they're gonna be like, oh, what the fuck is this dude doing here? And it's nobody's gonna be happy. It's just
What are you talking about? Every single one of my fans loves Undoomed. What are you talking about? I'd be more worried about me being in one of your videos than vice versa.
There's always people who don't like the other guy. It's like it's
That's true.
it's just something that it just doesn't bring anything good except for the fact that you can spread your name. I guess that's why people used to do it, but I haven't seen anyone do it anymore.
People have really cut back on the collabs since I joined. I mean,
Yeah.
2016, it was all about the collabs. You got to collab with people.
Yeah.
2017, 2018, yeah, not so much.
Not so much.
Not so
Got a
much
super chat
anymore.
here from Rumply Deepu. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Otherwise, I'm sorry. Here, buy a beer for yourself and the weird-looking guy in the dress. Also, tell him that I got his poster a few weeks ago, and it looks great.
Awesome. I'm glad you enjoy the art print. It's very...
Yes, and a
Always.
very good, very nice, pretty dress you're wearing. I have to agree.
Yes. It's a robe.
It's a dress.
It's a robe!
It's a dress. We all know it's a dress. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, just let it go.
It's very manly of clothing in Morscar. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are...
Just let it happen.
Stop kink shaming me. Did you just assume my magical powers?
What?
I am trans wizard. How about that? We'll use all the pronouns.
Trans. There's got to be. Well, that's just one. You got to have some more. Trans disabled black wizard.
I guess, yeah.
You gotta get to the holy trifecta.
Nigga, what?
Well, it could have been monetized, but thanks.
I want to do a new character that like joins Magog on his adventures, and he's a necromancer like Magog, but he's black.
Mm-hmm.
I want to call him the Negromancer.
Good luck with that. That'll get you that'll get you just as demonetized as Count Dankula.
Because I'm an asshole. Just Magog constantly hitting him with racist jokes, like fucking wagon, horse-drawn wagon comes like passing by as they're walking through the countryside. It's like, try not to steal those rims. Shut up, man. Fuck you, Magog.
Yeah. Well, you could probably do that. That'd probably be okay. The rules are weird now. It's just specific words. Can't do the words.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
just...
get those.
Oh my
so
God.
wrong.
Sorry?
Fucking Rumply is like, that's so wrong.
Yeah.
Oh man. And then once I get slapped with the title of racism and I get fined by the government for saying racist jokes in a comedy series, a fantasy comedy series, I will then run for politics.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's what I do.
That's what you do. Did you see the Sargon video from yesterday?
I watched like one. I watched two of them.
The one with the woman who just wanted the
the
explanation.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
That was fucking hilarious. Like, it's fucking 30 minutes long, and she's just cannot fucking accept it. Why? But why though? Why did you do it? Like, I wanted.
Why won't you apologize?
Well, I just wanted to get her attention. Yeah, but why did you have to say that thing? Like, it worked. But
Even
why
when
though?
she's...
Why, of all the things you could have said, why did you say that thing? Because I knew it would work.
Because you knew it would be oppressive.
But why? Don't you know it's oppressive to say that? No.
Oh God, if it wasn't 30 minutes long, I would probably do a quick video on it, but I don't know if I want to sit through that whole thing again. Oh man.
No, but it was hilarious to see. It's right on that edge where it's like unbelievably hilarious and so cringeworthy you just want to bury your head in the pillow. You know.
Oh yeah. She just, even when she said, I understand why you did it, I just don't, I want an explanation of what it is, why you used those words.
Yeah. Like,
she just kept trying to trap him into saying that it was oppressive.
Yeah, or that
it was cringy.
or that he was supposed to apologize. Like, why couldn't you apologize to the fucking journalists?
I love it when she was all like, you had a public platform. He's like, I already have a public platform. I have a YouTube channel with like 1 million people following me. She's like, but I don't follow that channel, bitch. That ain't my fault. Like,
well, I wish you would have said that, but
whether you like Sargon or not, you can give him credit at least. You know, he is spot on.
Fuck yeah.
When it comes to public apologies, it just doesn't work anymore.
No.
You come out and prostrate yourself for the media, and they're never gonna accept the apology.
No.
They're still gonna hammer it. They're just going to hammer it with...
she even said that. It was like, so if I apologize to you, do you accept it? No. She wouldn't accept it.
Yeah.
So then why would I?
Right, exactly. That trapped her up. That was the best part.
Yeah.
And then when she said, I do accept your apology, because she finally got around to saying, I accept your apology. And he goes, okay, good. Can we now move on?
Well, the best part is he I don't know if you noticed that, but he actually said, well, I'm sorry you felt offended.
Yep.
It's like he didn't say, I'm sorry I said rape you. I didn't even rape you. It was like, yeah, I'm sorry you felt offended.
Yeah, that was clever of him. He's not sorry what he said. He's sorry that you felt offended. And that was more offensive of an apology. And she didn't even catch it. She was just like, oh, okay.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, I think we've hit our time, man. It's 3 a.m. now, so.
Right. All right. So, thank you very much, Magog, for hanging out and helping me check this thing out and make sure it works.
Of course.
Now we have the OBS thing working pretty good here, I think. So,
yeah, ain't too bad.
Ain't too bad. And thank you very much, people, for hanging out and troubleshooting and being good sports and supporting the channel and all that good stuff. So, yeah, in a couple of days, you will see a new video, and then there will be a Discord server for you to hang out with. And obviously, when I upload that, I will hang out with you in the live chat in the Discord. So, I will see you there. All right. So
Sweet.
let me just find the fucking window to stop streaming. Here we go. All right, people. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Take care.